cast yourself back around, the 6th generation of consoles. Around this point in time, many famous game series was putting out mainly spin-offs. Spin-offs, as a concept, sounds like a fantastic thing, well, for a business standpoint anyways. Put a well-known and beloved video game franchise, give them tennis rackets, and go off in whatever direction you can. Not only that, but you can license off franchises to other developers and see what they could do with that concept. This doesn't affect the main series, so spin-offs are allowed to experiment in however the developers want them to. Any concept goes, in other words. And Super Mario is no exception to this. It may come as a surprise to some, but Mario has gotten a lot of different spin-offs over the years. If you can think it, Mario has certainly done it. Tennis, golf, volleyball, first-person shooting. Okay, maybe not that last one, but still. Mario has quite a lot of spin-offs under his belt. And my favourite Mario sports game happens to be based off the one I really don't like. Super Mario Strikers, or Mario Smash Football if you live in my homeland of Britain, is a football game developed by Next Level Games. I really need to stop doing that. And licensed by Nintendo and released on the Nintendo GameCube in 2005. The game has went on to be a cult classic and is generally regarded as one of the best Mario sports game of all time. I share this opinion. I love this game, but I don't have as much experience with it as, well, it's much better sequel, in my opinion at least. But I'll make a separate video on that game another time, just so you can wait a lot longer. When you boot up the game, you get a pre-rendered animated intro. Oh boy, I love these things in older games. It basically shows you what this game is going to be like from the outset. Bombastic, loud, explosive, cartoony in all the best ways possible. On the topic of the cutscene, you might think that this game has a much bigger story this time around. Sadly, there is not. Mario games are well known for having either a thin plot or no story at all. Outside of the RPGs, Mario doesn't usually have a storyline at all. Much easier on my end, due to me not needing to summarize an entire story this time. So, yes! Thank God! All you need to know is Mario and friends go out and compete in a football tournament. And yes, I'll be calling it this football instead of soccer because I'm British as fuck! Whoever wins gets, bragging rights. Sadly, Bowser wasn't invited, so he's just gonna jump in from time to time to disrupt the match. Anyways, the game is very different to something like FIFA. As in, this game is actually good. You move the characters around with the right thumbstick, press A to pass the ball and B to shoot. While moving, you can hold down the left trigger to sprint. You can also do that with the ball, however it makes the movement very stiff, so be careful. Without the ball, the B is used to tackle, which can steal back the ball in a pinch. Interestingly enough, when you have the ball, you can press Y to do this dodge maneuver. It looks cool, but I can't find a practical use for it sadly, though, as I mentioned, probably someone else has made much better use of this than I have, so, you know. Holding down B, you can charge your shot to send the ball flying faster. However, you need to be on the opponent's side in order to do this. Speaking of which, when you're charging your shot as a captain, you can perform a super strike. Which, if this little minigame is done right, you can shoot it into the goal and get 2 points. If you score normally, you just get 1 point. I'll be honest with you, getting a perfect super strike is so satisfying to do when you nail the minigame. It is so satisfying when you do it. However, you're standing in one spot while charging, so be mindful where the other team is before you're doing this move. Some items from Super Mario Kart did make their way into Super Mario Strikers. You got the usual shell items. Green shells can bounce off of walls, red shells can home into targets, stars give you an invincibility for a short period of time, and bob-ombs? Well, banana peels can give your opponents, or your team, the slip, which can immobilize them for a short period of time as well. New to this game are the spike shells and the icy blue shells. Spike shells don't crumble on impact like the green shells, but they can backfire on you if you shoot them out recklessly. Blue shells, unlike Mario Kart, can freeze anyone if they hit for a short period of time. Some shells also do detonate on impact as well on any players, so just, you know, be careful. It's very difficult to distinguish between the two, actually. Anyways, there are bigger variants here as well. Big green shells can bounce around on the pitch. Big red shells also do the same thing as the normal red shells. Big bob-ombs can... well... yeah. Those kind of big variants do affect more guys on yours and the enemy's team as well, so, you know, be careful. Chain chompers can be summoned on the field, well, when you get that item anyways. And it can go after the opposing team, however, due to their big size, they're most likely going to be in your way, and probably hit most of the teams, so that's cool, I guess. And... that's it, more or less. When it comes to Nintendo games, they are usually very easy to learn but very difficult to master, which is how I feel about this game. Super Mario Strikers is a really fun pick up and play game. Hell, it's even more fun when you play it with friends by your side. But to master the game completely is a different story entirely. I'll be honest with you, and probably everyone here, I suck at this game, because I've been playing this on rookie difficulty the entire time. You fool! Do you actually think I am a master of video games? Don't make me laugh! I have played almost all of my games with difficulty sliders on easy my entire life! Cower before the might of the easy gamer! Okay, that sounded a lot better in my head. I will talk about this in another video at some point, but my roundabout opinions on difficulty sliders in games is they're just there to be an accessible option for audiences, mainly casual audiences, I'd say. The option is there for newer players if they really want the challenge in their games, but again, that's just me. Anywho, you might have noticed some pitches that are locked, as well as a 9th character in the playable captain roster of 8. Well, to unlock them, you need to play through this game's equivalent of a tournament mode. Cup Battles! Essentially, you play through a number of rounds, depending on which cup you're going for that is, against AI teams. You will move on to the next round once you win. Once you win all of the rounds for that cup, you get... well, the cup. Obviously, I mean, what else would you get? Maybe a medal. Maybe some cash prize as well, that would be nice. Cup battles allow you to change the settings for the game, like how long a match goes on for, super strikes enabled, etc. But there was a cup I did have the super strike enabled. Looking over the footage, I did use it quite a few number of times. It got to the point where my winning strategy is just to pass the ball to the character, mainly either Mario or any other captain character, and just spamming the super strike over and over again until I win. Not that much fun to watch, and especially not that much fun to play as well. So I decided just to turn off the super strike for later cups. This makes the game, in my opinion at least, way more exciting and way more fun to play in my book. Is this something I recommend you doing? Well, both yes and no. If only you want to change things up during, well, each match from time to time, I'd say. From my guessing, currently as I write this script, beating these cups unlocks different things, either new pitches or unlocking that final playable character. So, I'm gonna go and do that, and I will see you once I'm finished with it. Okay, I'll see you in a bit!
2,000 years later.
So, I finished the Bowser Cup. Holy crap, I got a lot to talk about! As in, not much really at all. To start, I want to talk about some flaws that I see in this game. No game is perfect, but there is some bits I want to see improved for next time. Probably for the sequel, for that matter. The goalie AI seems a bit too smart when blocking the ball. Even on easy, or rookie if you want to be extra smart, they become pretty annoying to deal with. Most of the time to deal with them properly, you either have to get a perfect super strike, or just get lucky when you shoot in the ball, so that's fun. Not the biggest fan of the color direction that this game is going for. A lot of the environments feel very drab and industrial. Not the worst art direction in the world, mind you, but it would be nice to see a lot more color in the environments. As it is, everything just feels very similar to each other. There are some colorful pictures here and there, but it would be nice to see something other than just rusted greys, worn out reds and oranges. But in general, they feel very similar to each other regardless. What would be nice as well would be to hear some music in the background. So far, all I hear are the cheers of the crowds while I'm playing. I like that you can hear them. It makes it feel like a very big event, but it would be nice to hear some tunes while I'm playing the match. Well, other the ones that I've got on YouTube while I'm basically playing this game, so yeah. Alright, Super Cup battles have been unlocked, as well as Super Team as well. A team of robots who practically are just a captain of players. Well, as in, if you literally just play as any one of them and pass them to just anyone on that team, they'll basically just do a super strike just right out from the gate. Weirdly enough though, this is the only time you'll ever see them. They don't appear in any other Striker games, and they certainly don't appear in any other Mario games for that matter. Not even the RPGs for that fact. I won't be covering the Super Cups in this video. Mainly I don't want this video to be going on forever, and I think I've had quite enough of this game already. Might do a separate video in the future about the Super Cups. Well, we shall see. Super Mario Strikers is a very solid experience. Despite there not being any form of story or plot, the gameplay is the usual standard of Mario stuff that you get to expect from this franchise. Extremely high quality and extremely well made and stuff like that. The game is fun to pick up and play with any skill level. Hell, even when you have friends that you could have a lot of fun with this game. With that said, Mario Strikers gets a G for good. Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I'm sorry it's taken this long to actually make a new video. Christmas did sort of like, I don't know, just knock me out for a little bit. I just didn't want to feel like I want to get back into work just immediately. Plus, I had university work while I'm actually working on this video, so there's that as well. But hopefully you won't be able to wait too long for the next video. Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.